Hello and welcome to episode 20 in the series and the final episode for season 2. For this episode I am covering a book that provides a pictorial on the Victorian railways in the 1970s. For episode 20 I am covering A Changing Decade, which was authored by John Dare and published in 1985. The book shows through pictures the changing scenes on the Victorian railways between 1970 and 1979. The book is a softcover edition featuring a coloured photo of steam locomotive R707, hauling a tour special to Malden in 1973. Inside the book begins with a list of events by year, followed by chapters on the demise of regular service steam, steam cranes, passenger services, suburban services, special trains, freight trains, moving the wheat, major works, branch line closures, interstate locomotive visits, accidents, steam preservation, celebrations, and unusual workings. The photos used are mostly reproduced in black and white, with a few colour pages included to break things up a bit. It is highly likely that colour was kept to a minimum to keep production costs down, and also to present the bulk of the images in a more historical format. As most would know by now, I am a fan of black and white reproduction being used this way. The photos are not only some of John Dare's work, but also those of other well-known rail fans and photographers, such as the late Adrian Ball, Robert Carlyle, Roger Gillard, Stephen Holmes, the late Gary McDonald, Bruce McLean, Ted Payne, the late Don Potts, Jim Ray, Andrew Reynolds, Roderick Smith, Bob Whitehead, and the late Harry Williams. Some additional images are from the ARHS archives and the Victorian Railways. My top 3 photos from this book include diesel locomotive B71 crossing an impressive timber bridge near Coonawarra with an up Yarram Pass in March 1979, steam locomotive D3639 with the 6-wheel veteran train at Flemington Racecourse with a Melbourne Cup Week special in November 1970, and lastly a 5-car suburban set consisting of swing door and take cars crossing the Yarra River with a St Kilda service in October 1973. This is one for collectors of books on the Victorian Railways history or with an interest in the 1970s era of the railways. Copies are only available second-hand from the usual sources of such items. A value add is to get a copy that is signed by the author. John Dare is still with us and released another book recently in 2015, covering the railways over a 30-year period beginning with the 1970s. Well, that wraps up episode 20 and the final episode for 2017. I hope you enjoyed it. Season 3 will kick off in 2018, with a book determined by my followers on my Facebook group. Thank you all again for your support during 2017, and I look forward to presenting Season 3 in 2018. Have a safe new year.